Also at tonight's meeting is the Genesee County prosecutor, who's giving a presentation on what the office is being charged to do following a recent decision by the Michigan Supreme Court.
TV5's Zane Omer tells us how dozens of convicted killers would be eligible for parole and the weight that's added to the prosecutor's shoulders.
The Genesee County prosecutor says about 45 cases in Genesee County will be impacted by this decision.
So that they have something that they can contribute to society once they're out.
The Michigan Supreme Court banning automatic life sentences for 19 and 20-year-olds convicted of murder.
My first thought is it's a very difficult situation for the hundreds, if not thousands, of families of victims.
Genesee County prosecutor David Layton says many could have their sentences reduced or be released.
That can be as little as 25 years to 40 years on the minimum sentence, up to 60 years on the maximum. A lot of these people have been in prison for decades, and if I were to agree to say 25 years on the minimum sentence, they'd be immediately eligible for parole.
Previously, the U.S. Supreme Court banned the same sentences for minors in Miller versus Alabama. Michigan then expanded that ruling to 18-year-olds in 2022. Prosecutors will now have to prove these young adults convicted of murder should never get a chance at parole. But with dozens of cases now needing to be reviewed,
we're under-resourced to begin with. We don't have enough people in this office to carry our caseload as it is. We have 10,000 cases that are active in the system at any given time. So this is a lot of extra work without the money to pay for it, what I would call an unfunded mandate. If you add on the 18-year-olds, we're north of 70 new cases altogether.
And Layton says it also puts a burden on victims' families.
Some of these cases date back 50 plus years. And it's a very, very difficult process to try to find these people and tell them, hey, remember this case? You thought you had closure? Well, here's a new development.
The court's decision citing scientific research about a young person's brain development and the ability to understand the consequences of their actions.
The indication is that they are not mature enough to make those kinds of decisions as youth, because more specifically, their brain development doesn't necessarily kind of kick in until 25.
Nathaniel Perry, the chief public defender for Genesee County, says because they are still young, they still could have a chance at rehabilitation.
The job of the public defender's office is to get the best disposition for any given client that we have, based on the facts and evidence and based on what they present to us. We've developed some ideas about occupations, some ideas about drug abuse and or substance abuse if they need it. So we're trying to look at it from a holistic perspective in trying to make sure that they get the opportunity to have something available to them when they are released.
Both Layton and Perry say the ban could eventually expand to other states and ages.
I note that one of the Supreme Court justices in the Michigan Supreme Court indicates that he thought that maybe raising it to 21 might be an even better encompassing kind of scenario.
In Genesee County, Zane Omer, WNEM TV5.